Dzień dobry, witam bardzo, ale to bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym epizodzie Zagrajmy w Starfield. Witam. Co my tu mamy? Tu.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay. Hello.
You've seen these orders. A Vanguard captain. Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. 𝘂𝘂𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗃, Freestar Collective, and House Va'Rûn.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Va'Rûn to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Możemy pomyśleć, że po ataku na port kosmiczny będą przepływać, żeby pomóc. No nie, no bo to jest atak w tym porcie, a nie w innym.
It won't be.
Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Va'Rûn?
Radcliffe.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Wygląda na to, że musimy zdobyć haka na ambasadorkę.
Said like you've done this before. 𝘂𝘂 Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Trzeba unikać czegoś jeszcze w ambasadzie?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Okej, a co możesz powiedzieć o tym pracowniku?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the 𝘂𝘂. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Okej.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
O, kredyty.
Ambassador 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏's a challenge.
When the rest of House Va'ruun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Va'ruun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a 𝗖cie 𝗀𝗁.
Okej.
Well said. There's no reason to assume they're any worse than us, despite their cultural beliefs.
Of course, but there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Jakie oznaki życia wykryliście w ambasadzie?
The Va'ruun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
Okej. Czy nikt nie był w ambasadzie?
The embassy is still legally House Va'ruun sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Okej, dlaczego? Co mam zrobić, jeśli nie żyje?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Okej, wytropię go.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
Okej.
Remember our last conversation when you told me the artifacts made your mind and body feel out of sync? Well, it got me thinking. So I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's older journal entries. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor.
Nigdy nie mówiłaś o swojej poprzedniczce.
Really? I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with 𝗁𝘂𝗏𝗏 just started flooding back.
𝗁𝘂𝗏 musiała być niesamowitą osobą.
She absolutely was. 𝗁𝘂𝗏𝗏 was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her protégé.
Bycie w parze z szefową musiało być...
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I adopted her methods. You know, 𝗁𝘂𝗏𝗏 and I logged quite a few interesting discoveries together. But it was the journey itself that I'll never forget.
Potrafię to zrozumieć.
Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to 𝗁𝘂𝗔 spin vivid stories to fill the time. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone.
Dobrze wiedzieć, bo ostrze sobie zęby na twoje stanowisko. Właśnie widzę.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. You know, all this talk about 𝗁𝘂𝗔 reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I miss her dearly.
A czy ona nie żyje?
No, she retired. Living on 𝗏 2 now, I think. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions.
Żeby wszystko, by nasza podróż była równie przyjemna.
Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of 𝗁𝘂𝗔. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger to discover what's out there. And that, well, that's what intrigues me about you.
Chcę bardziej poznać to, co jest między nami.
I don't know if I deserve to be that close to anyone right now. If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, I think your opinion of me might change. Please, give me some time. I have to go.
Spoko, ziom. Dobra, co my tu mamy? Ekwipunek, misje. Powrót do roboty, drobne. Wytwórz lub modyfikuj przedmiot. Właśnie, jak się wytwarza, bo przetwarza przedmioty. Też by nam się przydało za informację taka, wiecie, pierwszej ręki.
Look at this place. It's just as we left it. You know, I've often wondered who keeps the lodge so meticulously clean.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but I feel like if I did, now would be a good time.
Dobra, znalazłem zejście. Właściwie zastanawiałem się, czy ja tu w ogóle byłem kiedykolwiek? Dobra. Skafander. To raczej zostawimy na razie. Stwórz bandaże. Antybiotyki. Stacja gotowania. Mowa przemysłowa. Przewód, zawór. Warsztat rusznikarski. Modyfikuj. Krótka lufa, wylot, chwyt, standardowa kolba. Okej. A jest możliwe wytwarzanie amunicji? Pierwsza pomoc. Dokąd mnie teraz prowadzi? A, zdobądź kod. No dobra. Powrót do roboty. Mantis, puste gniazdo. Głęboka konspiracja. No, frakcyjne, różne. Mantis, frakcyjne. Powrót do roboty. No właśnie, jak wrócić do roboty? Nieznana trasa. To do tego wróciłem później. W takim razie. info, czas zapłaty. Jeszcze długi będę ściągał. Powrót na Wekterę. Puste gniazdo. Mhm. Czy jak ja wsiądę w mój statek kosmiczny, to czy ja mogę po prostu tam polecieć? Czy ja potrzebuję coś po kolei zrobić? Ręcznie się chyba tutaj nie lata, więc nie wiem. W ogóle pasek odrzutu jest większy od paska życia. To jest zadziwiające.
So, Sam, have you given any thought to what I asked regarding...
What do you mean? Keeping her in the lodge like a prisoner instead of letting her roam free? The answer's still no.
You know I didn't mean it that way.
Dobra, i czy teraz mogę odlecieć? Niezbadana trasa.
I was merely suggesting that you allow Matteo look after her. Perhaps even have him continue Cora's education.
I co teraz?
Being up there with me is a better education than any book. Haven't you ever considered how she feels about all this?
We both want the same thing, Sam. We want her to remain safe.
The only way I can be sure Cora's gonna be safe is if she stays with me. Sorry, sir. I'm not changing my mind.
Okej. Teraz stąd mogę odlecieć dalej? Okej. No dobra. Jesteśmy teraz tu i czy stąd mogę odlecieć jeszcze dalej? O. Jezu, 1000 loadingów, nie?
Approaching ship, you've entered Freestar Collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Żadnej kontrabandy nie przewozimy? Masakra. Miasto Aquila. Wysiądź.
If we're planning on staying a while, we could grab a room at the Stone Root Inn.
Wynająć pokój, ale po co? Także nawet spać nie trzeba.
All right, we're here. You ready? Because once we get started, I'm gonna be riding your tail till this is over.
Jasne.
There's something you should know up front. I'm a 𝗀, as in Solomon 𝗀, first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected to an artifact, it's something of a family legend. After planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping Aquila, and he found a tiny little patch of nothing on his sensors. The kind of nothing an artifact produces. He called it the empty nest. Said it was a place even the wildlife of Aquila wouldn't go.
Solomon 𝗀 jest twoim przodkiem? Twoja rodzina zbudowała miasto Aquila?
Yeah, and the 𝗀s have been coasting on that for 10 generations now. Solomon's always a larger-than-life figure if you read the histories, but if you just listen to a few recordings of the man, he was simple. Just wanted to keep moving forward.
Dlaczego po prostu nie przeskanujemy planety?
Because you'll find a whole lot of nothing. Gravitational anomalies are a little hard to pick up in an area with tons of starship traffic. Not to mention all the electronics from the city and security scramblers that the Freestar or smugglers out on the frontier put down. Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
Czy on też będzie za nami chodzić? Czy możemy mieć 2 kompanów maksymalnie? Czy jak to wyglądało w grach Bethesdy? Chyba obu, nie? Czy może nie? Chyba tylko jeden jest. W sumie nie wiem. Teraz trochę zwątpiłem, powiem szczerze.
Aquila City. Feels like I spent half my life trying to get out of this place.
By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
Never a dull moment around here.
I know you. You're Sam 𝗀. The Marshal will be damn glad to have another Freestar Ranger helping out.
Afraid your information is a couple years out of date.
Jeżeli ludzi są niebezpieczeństwo, to chcę pomóc.
I guess that'd be the Marshal's call. Frankly, it ain't going well. Looks to be a stalemate. Maybe a little outside help would do some good.
Well, I doubt those robbers are gonna let us leisurely peruse the Gal Bank vault. We better see if we can help move this situation along.
Everyone stays in front of the building, you got me? If you make a move toward the building, a hostage
Security
dies.
around here is a joke.
Planning to tell me your demands at some point?
You find someone we can trust, and maybe we will.
Like who?
Not you, not one of your rangers, and not these city guards neither.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that? You need to stand back now. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know you. Now please, stand back.
Aquila City at its finest, I see. Never a dull moment.
Well, I'll be damned. Sam Coe. Been a long time. I won't hold my breath about you being here to take the badge again. Listen, Sam, just so you know, I don't blame you for how it went down. For the others, though, you might get a different reception.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying so. But I figure some of that reception is owed. Still, I appreciate the sentiment, Marshal. It seems you got a situation. My friend here may be the answer you're looking for.
All right, Sam. I'll trust your judgment on this one. Some folks from the Shaw gang tried to rob the place, but they got spotted by a guard. They took everyone inside hostage, and now they're keeping a watch so we can't move against them. They're using the intercom to communicate. They won't talk to me. Say they don't trust the badge. They want a neutral negotiator. In other words, they didn't have a plan for this, so they're stalling while they come up with one.
Może uda mi się przemówić im do rozsądku.
All right, I'm willing to allow that. But a few things first. Say what you have to, but whatever they ask for, there's no way in hell I'm giving it to them. Also, there are lives at stake, so don't get cavalier. Find out what they want, and then report back to me.
Take it slow and steady. Look for every opportunity to de-escalate. You got this.
Hey, you in the bank. I'm sending in a negotiator, so don't shoot.
The Shaw gang's making fools of us all.
Dobra. Zróbmy save'a. W razie czego idziemy.
You're the negotiator, huh?
Tak.
If you think you're just gonna walk up here and get us to surrender, you're dead wrong.
To działa tylko wtedy, gdy faktycznie chcesz współpracować.
We'll cooperate when we get what we want. So tell me, stranger, how do I know you're gonna deal straight with us?
Daję ci słowo, że chcę tylko pomóc.
I don't know you, so why should your word mean anything to me?
Wyjdziecie z tego całą tylko, jeśli ze mną porozmawiasz.
I see what you mean.
Rozumiem, mówisz tylko sprawdzonym ludziom. Tylko dzięki mnie możecie wyjść z tego banku.
I'm so ready to get out of here.
Szczerze powiedziawszy, nie potrzebuję twojego zaufania. Szeryf i strażnicy są po mojej stronie, a oni lubią sobie postrzelać.
We're staying as long as it takes. Nothing you say is gonna change my mind.
Nie, ja nie rozumiem, jak działa ten system perswazji. Dobra, spróbuję jeszcze raz. Tak, żeby się nauczyć, o co chodzi w tym systemie, bo... Mam zdobyć ileś punktów? I co?
You're the negotiator, huh?
Tak.
If you think we'll cooperate, so tell me, stranger.
No dobra, perswaduj. Okej.
Oh, you want to be a hard ass, is it?
No dobra, jeszcze raz spróbujmy. Czy ja po prostu nie mogę tak rzucić to najtrudniejszą opcję, bo nie. No dobra, jeszcze raz spróbujmy. Naprawdę chcecie tkwić w tym banku? Nie rozumiem. Jeszcze raz. To jest jakaś taka zagadka logiczna, czy w jaki sposób trzeba rozegrać? Dobra. Nie możecie tam się w niektórych, więc pogadajmy. Okej. Tylko dzięki mnie możecie wyrwać się z tego banku. Wow, udało się.
We want to guarantee a safe passage to the spaceport and a ship. We'll drop the hostages off somewhere safe in the system. After that, we'll radio back where they are, and the Marshal and his crew can come and get them. But if anybody follows us when we break orbit, we start shooting people. Got it?
Starasz dość wysokie wymagania.
Then persuade the Marshal that it ain't. This whole damn job's gone wrong. It was supposed to be just a quick hit. Clean and simple, you know? So let's all try to keep our heads, yeah? Because my guys, they're going crazy in here. I don't know how much longer we can last.
Okej. Spróbujmy perswadować drugi raz.
We want to guarantee we'll drop the hostages off somewhere. After that, we'll raid. But if anybody follows them, then persuade. So let's. What do you mean?
Możecie wypuścić więźniów. Okej. Podejście zanim stanie się krzywda. To jest jakieś kosmiczne, żeby to ogarnąć.
Unless you want blood on your... We want to guarantee us. We'll drop the hostages. After that, we'll raid. But if anybody follows us, then persuade them. So let's... What do you mean?
Nie zmuszajcie szeryfa, żeby zrobił z was pokazówkę. Jeśli zginie chociaż jeden zakładnik, będziecie odpowiedzialni nie tylko za napad, ale i morderstwo. Tego raczej nie chcecie.
I don't think any of us is ready to die here. Nobody's been hurt, so maybe the judge won't come down too hard on us. Yeah, I think this has gone on long enough.
You'd make a decent ranger with the way you handled that.
What? What's the word? Well, I'll be a son of an ashta. How'd you pull that off?
Kilka razy wczytałem, jakoś przeszło.
Considering those are Shaw's people, that's damn near a miracle. Here, you've more than earned this. You got us out of a tough spot, and you did it with courage that's not common. As a matter of fact, you might just be Freestar Ranger material. If you're interested, head on over to the Rock and ask for 𝗷𝘂𝗶𝗹𝗁. She handles the new recruits.
All right.
Nice.
Now that lives aren't on the line, let's get back in Galbank, see if we can get those maps.
We'll take it from here. Marco! Are you alright? They didn't hurt you, did they?
Well done indeed. It's okay.
Thank you for saving my
I
husband.
just need a minute. A man should provide for his family.
I was so
Not drag them
scared.
down along with him. I just need a real chance. But there's too little opportunity, and it's hard to compete with native Freestar folk. We've been given as much charity as I can stomach. Without the Low House, I mean, there's something, but it's a hell of a thing to ask. As dark as things are, there are so many good people out there. Simone, my wife, has got a cousin, 𝗵𝗫𝗀𝗍𝗁. Truthfully, I never much cared for Milena. But she runs freight, and I know her routes sometimes take her this way. Milena is family. Might be she'd do something for her kin. I'm looking for a job, and I'll do anything. Well, anything legal. Milena's United Colonies, like us, and I know she's got problems of her own with Aquila City. You are an answer to our prayers. Milena called Simone yesterday. I'm pretty sure she's still in the system. Just giving me any hope. It's a lot.
Twarde lodowanie. Kolejny quest. Dobrze, ale to będzie wszystko na ten odcinek. Serdecznie dziękuję za oglądanie. Trzymajcie się, do usłyszenia, no i cześć. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie mojego materiału. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Jeżeli wam się spodobało, pamiętajcie, żeby kliknąć kciuk w górę, zasubskrybować i kliknąć dzwoneczek. Wszystko, aby zawsze być na bieżąco. Jeżeli macie coś do napisania, napiszcie komentarz, dzięki temu będę wiedział, że jesteście, że wam się podoba i przede wszystkim, że chcecie, żeby tych materiałów pojawiało się więcej. Dodatkowo, jeżeli chcecie się wdzięczyć za to, co robię i podoba wam się moja praca, pamiętajcie, że możecie kliknąć w moją nazwę, wejdziecie do strony głównej mojego kanału, kliknąć opcję wesprzyj i za 2 zł, 10 albo 30 zostaniesz wspierającymi według waszej tutaj chęci i potrzeby oddania trochę tej dobroci w moją stronę. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie, trzymajcie się, do usłyszenia i życzę wam miłego. Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję wszelkim wspierającym za to, że jesteście. Dziękuję tym, którzy byliście wspierającymi i dziękuję wszystkim tym, którzy po tym właśnie filmiku zdecydowaliście się na wsparcie. Przede wszystkim to nie jest tak, że wspieracie osobę, która ma tysiące widzów. Wspieracie małą społeczność, której dzięki każdej osobie z was, każdej złotówce, którą mi przelejecie, każdym 2 złotym, które jesteście wspierającymi ptasiakami, za każdą tą jedną osobę bardzo serdecznie dziękuję i za każdą tą złotówkę dziękuję, ponieważ dzięki temu po prostu mam chęci, mam motywację i przede wszystkim mam dodatkowe finanse, które pozwalają utrzymać ten kanał i utrzymać wszystko, co się wokół niego dzieje, włącznie z kosztami prądu, kosztami kupowania nowego sprzętu, kupowania nowych gier i w ogóle całego czasu, które spędzam, czy to nagrywając, czy to streamując i czy to, jeżeli w przypadku wielu sytuacji rozmawiając i wspierając osoby, które w jakiś sposób czują się gorzej. Więc moja działalność jest bardzo szeroka i cieszę się, że doceniacie ją. Jeżeli ktoś z was czuje się gorzej i chciałby ze mną porozmawiać i ma jakieś takie problemy, możecie do mnie napisać, zagadać. Wszystko na Discordzie, a link do Discorda w opisie.